Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1969 Seattle Pilots What If Scenario. Today's matchup is between the Seattle Pilots and the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park. On the mound for the Pilots today is Jerry Stevenson, whose record is 8-7 with a 3.39 ERA. And pitching for the Red Sox today is Dick Mills, whose record is 5-7 with a 5.16 ERA. So, we suffered a loss in our last game. We lost 11-0. And it was another game where we were just out of it by the first inning. Bob Meyer started the game. He could do nothing right. And I think that's going to be it for Bob Meyer. We're going to put him in the bullpen, which is probably the long-term solution for his for him anyway, being a one-pitch pitcher and not really having a lot to offer other than a fastball. I could see him as a long reliever. I could see him as a loogie. I don't see him as a starter. And if you know me, you've watched plenty of baseball games from me. I don't like left-handed starters in Baseball Mogul. Like in pitch-by-pitch mode here, or in game mode, they just never fare well. And so, like, I almost never have a left-handed starter. But we gave Bob Meyer a chance because he had that 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and I just thought, maybe that would be something that would give him, double-digit wins for us. But that's just not going to happen. So we went to a four-man rotation. We'll show you that here when we get to the in-game mode. And so we move on. We lost 11-0, and it looks bad on paper, but in all reality, it's just one loss. And the good news is Oakland lost as well. So we're only a half game back, and we're down to, 17 games to go. So we can't afford to lose too many more. I think today also, one more thing. Let me see here. No, not in the American League, but maybe in the National League. Montreal and Cincinnati both could be eliminated today. So that would be interesting to see if that happens. Everybody in the East has lost, including 9 in a row from Pittsburgh, and Atlanta has won 6 in a row. Not that it matters anyway, but okay, let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. Talk about catastrophic failure. If you watched yesterday's 1984 Detroit Tiger season replay, the only thing I could liken it to is that old-timey video of that bridge that starts swaying in the wind and then falls apart. That's exactly what happened to us yesterday. It was a pretty horrific game. I see here that Stevenson says that he is tired 2 days. So I think I must have messed up when I took Bob Meyer out of the lineup, out of the rotation, and put him in long relief. So we're going to go with the next starter in line, which I guess is Marty Pattin. So I'm going to change that on the title card, and you'll just have to ignore the fact that I'm saying Jerry Stevenson, and it's actually going to be Marty Pattin, and that looks right. So, okay. So Marty Party's going to get the start today, and he's 9-15 with a 4.82 ERA, and the Red Sox are batting .313 against him, so not great. And then we're going to be down Dick Bainey and Dick Bates. We're down a couple of Dicks, and Bob Meyer, of course, will not be available because he started yesterday's 11-0 loss. Okay, here's our lineup versus the right-hander Dick Mills. And I'm going back to my other strategy, which is to just get our best players in the game and keep your fingers crossed. That's what we're going to do here. Dick Mills is a righty. We only have one lefty in there. That's Mike HEGAN. All our other typical lefties are on the bench. And there's no reason to play them over the righties. There's really not that much of a difference. Okay, here is the official lineup rundown for the Seattle Pilots. Batting leadoff, playing shortstop is Freddie PATEK. Batting second. Come on, cooperation here. Batting second in right field is Mike HEGAN. Batting third in left field is Lou Piniella. Batting cleanup at first base is Deron Johnson. Batting fifth in center field is Tommie AGEE. Batting sixth at third base is Rich Rollins. Batting seventh and catching is Jerry McNERTNEY. Batting eighth at second base is Gary Sutherland. And batting ninth is the pitcher Marty Pattin. Okay, here we go. We got Dick Mills on the mound. He is a rookie, making his 22nd start, 5-7 with a 5.16 ERA. More walks than strikeouts. That's always good for us. 82 strikeouts in 139 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .279 against him. He does have a complete game. His fastball tops out at 92 miles an hour, and much like Bob Meyer, that is his only good pitch. It's rated a 90. Overall an 80, the 24-year-old right-hander is arbitration eligible in 1971. Okay, here's the defense for the Red Sox. Taking a look here, we've got first and third below league average. Excuse me. Center field is somebody named Thomas. Oh, George Thomas. Okay. Rated a 73. And of course, behind the plate is Hal King, below league average as well. So, 4 players below league average. We should be able to take advantage of that. Come on. 1-2 pitch to Freddie PATEK. Fly ball to right center field. I feel like we've stopped hitting home runs. We're definitely not a home run hitting team. As Mike HEGAN strikes out, we've just got barely 100 on the season, which I think is 8th best in the American League. There we go, Lou Piniella, ripping it down the left field line for a single. YASTRZEMSKI getting it in quickly, keeping Piniella at first. One down, here's Deron Johnson. Johnson batting .284, 14 home runs. He's the top hitter on the team right now. And he pops out to short for out number 3. Okay, we're going to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Red Sox lineup rundown. It's a little different today. Batting leadoff in right field is Reggie Smith. Batting second at third base is Carmen FANZONE. Batting third in left field is Carl YASTRZEMSKI. Batting cleanup and catching is Hal King. Batting fifth at first base is George Scott. Batting sixth in center field is George Thomas. Batting seventh at shortstop is Luis Alvarado. Batting eighth at second base is Dick Schofield. And batting ninth is Dick Mills, the pitcher. Okay, Marty Pattin, another pitcher that probably should just go to the bullpen at this point. He's making his 31st start. He's made all of his starts this year. 9-15 with a 4.82 ERA. He doesn't walk many, but he's been giving up tons of hits now. 188 hits and 158 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .292 against him. He's got a complete game shutout, but that feels like forever ago at this point. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. He is really a 2-pitch pitcher. The only good pitch he has, though, is a 4-seamer, rated an 82, overall an 80. The 26-year-old righty goes to arbitration in 1970. Look at his log. He faced Boston back in July, and he got schooled. He went 4 innings, giving up 3 runs on 5 hits and 3 walks. A terrible performance, even by his standard. And that's it. He hasn't won a game since August 18th. So we definitely need to get a free agent pitcher this offseason that can, make 32 starts and go deep into games. The typical defenders are below league average, first, second, and catcher. Everywhere else we're solid, in theory. I mean, Rollins has been making handfuls of errors at third, but we got to have his bat in there. Here we go, Reggie Smith leading off with a base hit into center field. Runner on first. Carmen FANZONE up. Will Smith be running? FANZONE batting .251 with 9 home runs. Strikes out. Okay, a rare strikeout for Pattin. 1 down. Let's get a double play with YASTRZEMSKI up, the Hall of Famer. Batting .304 with 11 home runs. And Smith steals second. His 8th stolen base on the year, 8 for 10. Chose the spot. And now he's on second with a 1-0 count to YASTRZEMSKI. And a walk. First and second. Here's Hal King. He's in the cleanup role today. Normally bats 5th. A comebacker to Pattin and an error. It's 1-0. And this game is over. We'll pull the infield in, but it doesn't matter now. That's going to be off the wall for a double. 2 unearned runs, of course, so that won't hurt Pattin's ERA. But this is 23rd double of the year. George Thomas. Fly ball to the left. 2 down. Here's Luis Alvarado. Skies it to the left. It's going to be caught on the warning track right at the Green Monster. We're going to the top of the second inning, and we're just playing this one out. AGEE flying out to center. Rich Rollins grounding to third. Jerry McNERTNEY flying to right. Going to the bottom of the second. Dick Schofield leading off. Walks the leadoff guy, of course. Pull the corners in. Pitcher's up. Maybe lay down a bunt. He does. Schofield goes to second. Here's Reggie Smith. Off the wall for a triple. It's 4-0. That is his 6th triple of the year. Pull the infield in. That'll be deep enough to score Smith. It is 5-0. I mean, Pattin can just... He just gives up hit after hit, and now that he's walking batters, he's got no chance out there. Hal King pops it up. I have no idea if that's going to be caught. It will be. We're down 5. We haven't even got through the lineup once yet. There's Gary Sutherland. There's a base hit. We're taking Pattin out. So much for the strategy of having all of our best players in there. Good job by Sutherland getting a hit, though. Doesn't hit righties well. Joe Pepitone goes to left for a base hit. It's up against the wall, yet it shows it's right here. So I guess that's a big no. First and second, nobody out. Here's Freddie PATEK. PATEK flies out to left. Here's HEGAN. He struck out in the first inning. Strikes out here, and PINIELLA flies out. New pitcher. Wow. It's Bruce Brubaker, the Cupid doll, coming in. He's actually pitched really well for the most part since coming off the coming back up for the September call-up. I mean, he gave up 4 runs, but they were all unearned. He gave up a run there. Otherwise, you know, I mean, really only 1 earned run since coming back up. So we don't expect much. It'd be nice if you could give us a couple innings, but let's see here. Two strikeouts and a flyout, assuming he catches it. Right there at the wall, that little short porch over there. Top of the fourth inning. Dick Mills pitching like Greg Maddux right now. We've scored 3 runs total this series against the worst team in the American League East. All right, let's see if Rob Bender can give us one more. Schofield flying out to left. The pitcher striking out. 3 Ks for Brubaker. And Reggie's having a good game. And another base hit. I believe he's 3 for 3. Carmen fan zone. And there's a base hit. So I guess we've reached the end with Brubaker. Oh, let's make sure that registers. Okay. I guess we'll bring in Ron Locke. We're trying to play this right. When the stranger things have happened, we have come back, but this game does not want us to win. A walk and a hit batter. The mogling is on. There's nothing we can do about it. I guess Don Bosch. Yeah, we are playing like a expansion team. And, you know, here it is at the end of the season. And we look worse in this series than we've looked all season. Diego, Siggy. We're using all of our best pitchers. Why not? It doesn't matter. George Thomas goes down, gets that one. Goes Oppo to the wall, 1 out. Ground ball to first. Good job by Diego. PATEK finally gets a ball on the ground. He's 1 for 3 today. HEGAN struck out both of the times he's been up. With the lead runner at second. A comebacker. And an error. Fly ball to center. And AGEE, who's been useless. Batting average down to 225. He hasn't had a home run in 30 games. All right, let's see if we can get another inning out of Diego. Reggie Smith is now 4 for 4 with a stolen base. And I think a triple, right? Just pushing buttons, there's nothing else to do. This game is so challenging. McNERTNEY walks. And around the horn, double play. Nope. Oh, on purpose, because the pitcher spots up. That's right. That's why that wasn't a double play. All right, well, let Steve Whitaker bat. Bottom of the 7th. All right, this game is over. So we're going to bring in Bill Edgerton, who is the mop-up guy. There's really no point in throwing any of our other good pitchers. If we haven't scored yet, we're not scoring. Unless it's just a junk run. Hal King gets his 9th home run of the season. George Scott goes off the wall. His 24th double. There's a double into the gap for Thomas. And a double down the right field line for Alvarado. Base hit to right. Base hit for Smith. Comebacker to Edgerton, and it is 10-0. PATEK's second hit today. 3rd strikeout of HEGAN. Piniella flies out. Eighth inning. King flies out. I mean, it's an error a game for Rollins right now. So frustrating. A complete game shutout for Dick Mills. And his 5.16 ERA. There's a junk run. I mean, I'm not even doing anything. It makes like no sense. There's no strategy at all. All right. I guess Van Kelly? No, we're going to let Bill Robinson. He's a better hitter. Even if it is righty on righty. There's your double play to end the ball game. All right. Let's take a look at the standings. Oops, National League. Yeah, well, there it is. It finally came back to bite us. So if the game wasn't going to let us get over on Oakland so far, then it's not happening, unfortunately. I mean, the way the game has set itself up here for us to get wiped out every ball game, that's against the last place team. I think being an expansion team has finally kind of come back to bite us. We've got 16 games to go, right? 7 and 7, 14. Oh, no. So 17 games to go. And we're 1.5 back. We're going to play the Tigers, but if we couldn't beat the Red Sox, then I don't expect much more from us against the Tigers. Headline news. Baltimore expands its lead with a 4-0 victory. Boston Smith gets 5 hits. Transactions. Mike Torres, we just saw that. So nothing new here to offer. Let's go and pull up the box score and get out of here. 10-1 loss. And actually, I'd rather almost lose that way than the way we lost in that Tigers game yesterday. It was a shock. It might be the worst loss I've had all year. For either team, either series. Marty Pattin is done. Rich Rollins cannot play third. How many errors does he have now? 21 errors, and I think that's 6 errors in the last, however many games we just played for That's 6 errors in 7 games. So, yeah, the game is not allowing us to have some success now. That's all right. We've had plenty of... We've almost won half our games this year. We're 80-65. I don't think that I would have guessed we'd have a winning record. We might not, the way we're going. There's no player of the game today. Screw those guys. I don't care that Rich Rollins hit a home run. That's only because the game let him. So that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow, play another game. Until then, everyone, have a great day.